Generally don't get attack here, although we have seen some cases. Oh, wow.
That was a good detonation by Impact once again.
Very nicely done. We don't normally see attack had here because in Muta vs. Muta with the armor and the fact that Mutas have those glaives that bounce, the armor just is much better. This is an old StarCraft problem that was solved all the way back even before Brood War, back when it was just StarCraft.
Yeah.
When people played multiplayer, Mutas were always kind of one of the go-to units, and then people kind of did the math and added it up and figured out Mutas with armor pretty much always beat Mutas without armor.
Oh, that's for certain. We do have a little bit of a scuffle there. Curious chasing those mutts away. And this is the part of the game where the Mutas will fly around a little bit. You know, obviously clean out Overlords, try to poke in here and there. But more importantly, they're going to have to take their fourth bases, and that's when they're going to be spread out enough that Zerglings come back into the fray. And that type of harassment is something that can change things up.
And Zerglings also organically come into play simply because you can't always spend all of your resources on Mutas. You end up with this excess of minerals anyways and an excess of larva. Right now, Impact definitely the one who's got control of this game, though. He still has his Overlord spread on the map to survey where Curious is moving. Curious actually really stuffed into the upper right corner of the map, not able to do that much. We may see Impact try to do something in the next second or two here as Flyer Carapace is about to finish. Yeah,
he could just jump on it. It doesn't look like he's going to because they are so close to Curious's base. That can be very dangerous. But what I want to see out of Impact is the fourth base going up. Okay, there it is. Now, I really like that he is the initiator here because he had that second hatchery up first because he killed Curious's, and that allowed him to have more drones, which means he now has more lings as well. So he actually has slight advantages in every way, and the best way to capitalize upon this is to continue those advantages forward, and that would be taking that fourth base.
Yeah. Now that the armor upgrades are done, attack is on the way. Curious, I got to say, even though I like this positioning here for Impact, I think Curious should be fine playing from this spot.
Yeah.
This is kind of like what the last game looked like, and eventually Curious just kind of, everything comes together.
Yeah.
And he's okay.
It's because he's so experienced and calm. It's like, okay, I'll play from a slight deficit.
Yeah.
And slight deficits, you can play around in StarCraft. Even if your opponent is better than you, it is possible to play around that if you're just kind of on top of your game. And Curious probably thinks he's just straight up better than Impact, so...
Risky business back there by Curious. Almost got caught in a fight. Also, I want to point out, very subtle, but Curious did send some lings out to bait those Mutas back so that Curious could then wipe out the outer perimeter of Overlords that were spotting for him.
Now, this is the part where do you stay on Mutas or do you tech up at all? Like, do we see anyone try to go for Infestors or Vipers? Those are the two units that do the AoE against air that can definitely help out.
Oh, man. Okay. Looks like we almost had...
Nice pickoff right there.
Yeah, actually just shaved that off. Actually shutting down those Banelings, too.
Yeah.
Now, the Mutas should be able to come in here and snipe the hatch. No. But that means the Lings, if the Mutas don't go back at those Lings are going to come in here and snipe a hatch. Something's going to die somewhere, Artosis.
Yeah, that Queen for sure. This is a great move by Impact.
I think Impact might just win the game here.
Just fantastic play.
He just is going to hit every single location at once.
I am such a fan of what he's done here.
So sick.
Look, you know the beautiful part?
Wow, and even gets a spore. He knows the exact location of the Mutas. He's right up on the edge of this here.
Ooh, almost a little bit too deep. You know, the most beautiful thing is he led, and we just showed on camera, the 4 Banelings up the natural ramp. Because he's like, all right, how do you clear Banelings? Banelings will do. Send 4 up. It cleared all the Banelings. He saw there were no more, sent his Lings in, and just waited to see where the Mutas went, and mirrored that with his Mutas.
Yeah, that was a really technical attack here. By the way, in Legacy, we're really seeing players highlight their late game tactics better than we've ever seen.
That's so true.
In any iteration of StarCraft 2. I mean, we're really seeing that get highlighted here.
Well, you know, Impact just playing fantastically. This is the situation where you don't really expect Curious to be able to do much to come back. To be honest, like, look at it. How is he going to fight back against this right now? He's down a base in Muta versus Muta.
Ling's coming up now. Now he's pulling him back, but I think we're seeing it right now. We're going to catch a shot of it. These Mutas are going to come up here, but did they overextend? If Curious does this right, he can actually force a fight. I don't know if he wants to. What is it, 39 Mutas to 46? Yeah, he should actually fight this.
Oh, man. Well, Curious is just giving up is what it looks like to me, Tasteless.
Yeah, that's going to be it. Impact just has too many. Impact forces the fight there. Curious gives up. With no fourth base here, there's nothing he can do. And that's actually going to tie this up unless Curious wants to really try to drag this out. This game is over.
Yeah, Curious just like kind of deciding that he was too far behind. He couldn't lose that 4th base, so he may as well stand. Okay, and there go the hot sixes. Oh my God, just all over the place.
We got 2 still on the table.
Don't open those up. Oh my God, those are shaking. All right, just like James Bond.
We should open them up, man.
Shaking, not
really
stirred. Okay, so let's just talk about that for a second, Tasteless.
Yes.
Impact played that so well, right? He opened up with the build. He got the hatchery safely. He backed off. A lot of Zergs from there are like, you know what? Maybe I'll just try to like end here. Maybe I'll try to do some more damage. He said, screw it. I'll keep the units that I have and get ahead because my expansion is so much faster now. And he held on to that the whole time, took the quicker 4th, and then just like peeled Curious apart. It was just textbook amazing play from Impact.
We are now going into game number 3. It's 1-1. Both these guys looking pretty terrified in their ZVZ abilities. It's going to be on the map Frozen Temple. Impact really impressed me in that last game. That was a really technical late game tactical assault there to dissect Curious, keeping Curious in the dark in the mid game, and then closing it out. Anyways, guys, get ready. This is game number 3, Curious versus Impact. In the bottom right with a quick pull in the blue, he is
AfreecaTV Curious.
And also, I'm a little bit longer there. And also in the upper left with another quick pull in the red.
SK Telecom T1 Impact.
Okay, so these 2 builds fighting against each other, this is really interesting because they both went really fast pools, but Curious skipped gas, which means he gets way more minerals, which means he gets the hatchery way quicker. And with the pool already out and Ling's already on the way, like Impact can't kill his hatchery.
Yeah, skipping that gas.
Yeah.
I believe in minerals.
Look, it's rapid.
It's rapid.
He is a new caster out here in Korea, actually, for
Korea,
SPO-TV.
Let's just leave the camera on him a little bit longer like we did for Curious.
He needs to get used to that, man.
That's right. It's always like the start of Code A is when we have these like shots occasionally where we like zoom in on the player's face and I'm like, okay, so it's still there.
What's the name of that game again? Legendary...
Huh?
Of the Ancients. What's the name of that game?
Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Oh, that's the name of the game he casts.
Oh, hold on.
All right, well,
Link's coming up.
Look, here we have this move.
Wrecked.
Handsomest move
that
ever.
Is so cool.
Handsomest move ever.
Highlight video it.
All right, so
highlight it.
That's
going
such
in
a
the
big
archives,
idea.
boys.
He might be able to just break through now. Like
that was so cool.
Yeah. So he hid 4 Lings and then flanked the Lings so they couldn't get out.
That
and
was
it gives
like,
him,
you know that Curious is going crazy right now. That's when you do that to somebody online. You're like, I could beat you in a long game. It's like, nah, you won't get to play me in a long game, man.
That move was just awesome, man. Wow. We do have a spine on the way, multiple queens as well. Queens and spines are exactly how he has to end up holding this. The slow Lings are not going to do well against these Banes, so.
This is not good for Curious. And really, the early game tactics here are so sick, actually.
Well, looks like these Banes actually getting around right now. That Spinecrawler not able to burrow in time.
It's not a pretty sight.
No, it is
It's not a pretty sight.
Oh, boy.
The queens are going down.
Curious just barely not able to do anything here.
Oh, my God.
Oh!
And he should get
Impact's got that.
Impact, actually, maybe being a little bit too conservative with those Banelings there. I think he could have gotten a few more hits.
Yeah, a lot of people only use move command nowadays with Banelings, and we miss a lot of Baneling hits because of that.
Yeah, it's like they're so good at not pre-detonating that they actually don't detonate at all.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so 7 drones to 14. Dare I do math on TV? It seems as though Impact has twice as many drones, Artosis.
Yes, I guess you're right.
That's right, guys.
More Speedlings coming down.
I'm some kind of a crazy genius.
He's got
doing
it,
math
man.
on TV.
Yeah, who knows how you could ever do that?
I didn't ask for these
You're
powers,
a modern
man.
day Neil deGrasse Tyson.
My mom says I could have been an engineer, but I decided to do this instead. GG!
All right.
We just saw a fantastic game from Impact. That was so cool.
Great link play.
Somebody highlight that, because I think a lot of people, that might play on lower levels, that might be something that doesn't even occur to them. That's not easy to pull off. You get 4 links to just completely cut that off that quickly. But
yeah. And, part of the cool thing about this is that when you go for the slow lings, you're not pooling or anything. You're sending them straight across to pressure that hatchery. So Impact saw it coming and countered it by moving his lings on the end because you pool lings and hide lings with the speed variant. So he kind of used Curious's build against him. Like, it was just really smart play. Wow, I'm like such an Impact fan right now. He's playing so well.
He looks great, man. Is Impact going to do this? Is he going to take out the Code King Curious? I think that's a real possibility,
that would be
man.
a heartbreaker for Curious. Like, this guy's been doing really well in Code S lately. He's on this new team, Africa Freaks. He's been doing a pretty good job overall. Like, to lose in Code A, that's a killer for a top ender like
Get
Curious.
ready, guys. Impact up in one game. He could win this. If he doesn't, Curious is going to even this out. Our game is loaded up. Let's go. Welcome back to the GSL Code A. In the upper left, in the blue. He needs to turn this series around.
아프리카프릭스 큐리어스.
In the bottom right, in the red.
SK텔레콤 T1 임팩트.
From the documentary State of Play. Right?
I believe that's the name of that one. There's so many documentaries out.
Yeah, that's it.
Probably.
So we got mirror builds right now. This game will look nothing like the last game.
I'm beginning to feel like Impact's going to take the series now that he's on match point.
Yeah, well, let's also keep in mind that game number 3 was kind of a weird one.
It was.
He definitely pulled a fast one on him, and then that snowballed pretty hard.
Yeah.
I mean, really, really nicely done. I don't. Then again, I guess in game 2, Impact did look like really solid the whole way through.
Like
that should be the real tell of the series.
I think that for me, what I'm witnessing here, and I'm sure part of the reason why he is so high up in the ladder, hey, it's my feet. Hey, there I am.
They're your feet.
Oh,
He wears flip-flops
I
at
have
work.
flip-flops
Flip-flops at work. Unprofessional.
Okay, so
for some reason I've got rain boots on or something. I got my galoshes on.
He wears Paddington Bear hat today.
That's right. I got bunny rabbit slippers on.
But look, the thing I want to say about Impact is in Game 2 and Game 3, he made me believe that he has like a complete understanding of the matchup. The way that he played it, like tactically in Game 2, he played perfectly. Like everything he did was right at the right time, the right moves, the right execution. And then the same thing, Game 3 was very fast, so there was only like one big decision to make, which was hiding the lings when he saw the other lings coming. But he did it instantly, and he flanked the lings, and he got that huge advantage and crushed him because of it. Like, Impact is playing amazingly.
He looks damn good, man.
Yeah.
It's really exciting. Especially when you see a player who's been playing for so long like this, and it's starting to happen. We're beginning to see the transformation of them on stage, like live. We're all down here just watching it, and it's all unfolding before us. It's so cool. Because, we do occasionally get used to these players who are like, yeah, well, this guy in our tournament's kind of like that Star Wars extra that is going to die so that Picard can still get off here along with the rest of the main characters.
Yeah.
But to see a twist like this, it's a little bit more Game of Thrones like Artosis.
Yes,
a much better series.
Than Star Trek? They're made at different times. I don't know how fair that really is. Like, Star Trek is such an ingrained part of our culture.
Well, I wasn't trying to just like rate them like on all scales. I was just like, one is. If you had to watch one or the other, just right now.
You haven't watched Star Trek though, so I don't know that you can actually make this statement.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of like one of those guys from the internet that just asserts things
Yeah,
that I
okay.
know nothing about.
Okay.
It's 2016. We're allowed to just say anything on the internet, whether or not it's true.
Yeah.
Pick a side and just only
Especially
stick
if you
with the ideas that reinforce our own beliefs. It's 2016.
Seriously.
We got Aspire here.
I think we're gonna Aspire for
both. Two
Curious
hatches,
as well.
2 bases.
Curious where that Spire at. There it is. All right, so I like the Spire play. Should be another game kind of like game 2. Neither player really has an advantage right now. So obviously should be a little bit closer, I guess, than what we saw before. And this is like really very fast 2-base Spires as well. You know, we just have Ling speed now for Impact even. Such a big map. Like
this map is huge.
This type of Mutalisk War, like I think we'll probably see them tech faster off of the Mutas, like into Infestors and or Viper.
Yeah, I think you could be right about that.
Yeah, it's just
Here
like...
comes the drone, by the way. Oh,
it's going to be hard. The Mutas can't really fly across the map because if you make a mistake, like let's say you're flying across the map with your Mutas and you're halfway and your opponent's Mutas hit your base, you basically have just lost the game, right? You're just going to take a massive amount of damage.
This is the problem. Like, you got cross spots on a map this big as, like, not almost all, that's not fair to say, a huge amount of the game is just where are your Mutas at? Like, if you're in the wrong spot, it's like, oh, I'm sorry. They flew into your main and killed off, like, 17 drones, and you might have gotten some on the way out, but it doesn't matter. You can't counterattack them. That's why a lot of this sometimes does come down to who starts to take out the spotters early on.
Well, this is actually turning on its head a little bit. Curious is switching into Roaches after these Mutas, which I definitely wasn't expecting. Oh, he cancels them both the upgrades. Never mind. He is going to stay on Mutas, it looks like. A little bit later on his armor upgrade because of it, but that's all right. But yeah, man, this map is so big. Like, look at Frost. Look at the mini-map, guys, just to try to get some perspective on how large. Like, this map is so big it has its own area code.
Oh, for sure.
This map is so big that when it sits around the house, it sits around the house. Okay?
We try to order pizza on this map. We find out Domino's doesn't even deliver there.
Oh,
sorry,
man.
nowhere on this map, buddy. Now, important to note here, like we were saying, taking out the spotters, actually really impactful on this map. No pun intended. No, really, that actually was not intended. That just came out.
Sure. We all believe you, Tasters.
All right, I was up until 2 a.m. writing these jokes out, guys. All right, just come on. Let me get my bit out of the way. So the Mutas are coming out. I practiced that in front of the mirror for at least 10 minutes this morning, Artosis. Don't you laugh at me. So let's see here. What's our Muta count at? It's at 13 to 12. No, 14 to 12.
Yeah, pretty close overall.
Armor, I believe, is synced.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I love this move by
Armor
Impact.
is not synced. So Impact is just going to have.
Well, he slowed it down with a Contaminate, so that's why it suddenly disappeared. Very, very good move there by Impact, though, and that is going to give him, armor for a good bit more, good bit longer.
Coming up here, starting to hit that. Oh, hold up.
Oh, and his armor is completed, so this is like Impact favored. But there's a Queen here as well, and we're closer to Curious's rallies.
Curious dealt some blows while the Mutas were rotating, but it might come down to the Lings here. Then the Mutas are forced to fight the Mutas. You can't quite run away if you're Curious until Impact does. Not great targeting there, though, by Impact.
Really good usage of that little area where you can get your drones in the divot. It really downs the amount of surface area the Lings have to deal damage to those drones. So good micro within that battle for Curious. But Impact continues to kind of outmaneuver him overall.
Whoa! Impact barely pulls away there. I can't explain how hard this is, what Impact's doing. He's actually microed on 3 fronts right now. And Curious is not, by the way. He's also getting assassinated at his rally points here. Even taking out Overlords. Whoa, slow down there.
Yeah, Impact.
Slow down there, Ender. Wow,
serious.
Okay.
Ender.
Is that the guy from Ender's game?
Yes.
All
yes,
right.
that is the
well,
guy.
I don't know. Maybe he's the bad guy. Maybe Ender made the game enough to play it. I didn't read the book, but I know it's a good StarCraft
You really
reference.
should.
I know I should. You always tell me that. I'm behind on all my reading. We got the Lings coming up now. The fact that these Mutas are in a forced fight right now, I'm talking about Curious's Mutas. These Lings can deal so much damage.
Yeah, look at that. 23 drones dead during this. Like, Impact is actually just showing that he's a better Zerg than Curious in this series. Game 1, Curious looked like this, but much less. And then every other game, Impact, it's almost like he, calmed down or just something clicked in his head. The way he's playing, it's like there's no question that he is better at this matchup than Curious. This is This
No,
is
he's-
what every Zerg wishes they could do every game is what he's doing. It's like great multitasking. He's all over the place. Look at the way his Lings and Mutas run out. And you're right. It's a forced Mutalisk fight. Curious has to
Yeah,
stay
that's
there
it.
so he can't defend against Lings.
We're going to have GG. He's going to tap out in a
Jeez.
second here. GG! Impact does it! He is our first winner in Code A today, taking out a Goliath like Curious. That's pretty damn impressive.
Wow. Just ridiculous how good he looked here. Ridiculous. Awesome play. I can't wait for him this season in Code S. Like, the thing is, Curious is a very good player. You know, I like watching his games and whatnot, but I'm never as excited about Curious going into Code S as I am about Impact right now.
Yeah, it's pretty damn impressive, man. I'm super excited for him. Are we going to interview him?
I don't know that we have a translator here today.
All right, so we're just going to be talking, or they're just going to put us on camera?
Probably. I'd imagine.
Thank you, those of you who came down to the studio here today. Look at this. So we got a standing desk now. So now when the game's over, I can go like this and go, GG, like that.
That's
We
so
asked for
funny.
a standing desk because
I'm going to tie your shoelaces together during a match. We're going to come on camera and you're going to take a step forward. Oh!
Check this out. We got this table that
Oh,
like
careful.
actually,
These already
we already
fell.
were talking and leaned on this thing, and these things flew everywhere. We thought we casted better standing, and thank you, Mr. Che, for giving us the standing desk. What we didn't know is that our pants would be showing up on camera, but what we also didn't know is that our pants would match the shirts they gave us for wardrobe.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah. Look at that.
That is weird.
Look at
No,
that.
it works out.
Yeah.
Like, you wouldn't think so, too, because I wore pink shorts to work today.
I know.
You can't tell they're shorts, though, which is awesome.
Those are your lucky pink shorts.
yeah.
You
And
always
look,
wear those
we
on the
can
first
wear
day of Code
shorts,
S.
and no one can even tell because
Yeah.
the camera barely
It
doesn't
just
see
cuts
our
off.
knees.
Well, maybe you want to go, GG. Oh, no. You
No.
still can't see.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I'm like, well, Tasis, you are wearing pants, so that's really weird that you would
I'm
even
lying
pretend
for
this.
some strange reason.
Yeah.
Like, taste you off in the break. You're like, why are you lying about that,
Yeah.
man? That's so weird.
I'm like, especially since the people in the audience can hear you and just take a picture.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what. I don't know,
It
guys.
goes on Reddit.
It's
The flaming starts. I can't believe he would lie about that in the cast.
so bizarre.
So
Why are we starting off GSL Season 2 like this?
I have
man.
a big issue with lying. So yeah, this is a cool little setup that we got here.
By the way, I love
we
your
have-
haircut
Thank you.
and your beard trim. You look
Thank
great.
you.
You
Don't
look great.
stop. Keep going.
No,
this is great.
It's fantastic.
I appreciate that, Artosis.
Yeah.
Well, this is really exciting. First win in Code A. It's actually Impact that moves on against Curious. I didn't expect that to happen.
Yeah.
I knew Impact was really good, but
I
to
think
be
he could have a
curious,
strong Code S
I-
season 2 with play like that.
Yeah.
This kid really knows what the hell he's doing tactically, micro, macro. Everything about his play was so good. Like, that was easy round of 16 play. Easy.
I mean,
He is not, like,
he
gonna
had
be in-
better
I
tactics
mean-
early game, better tactics mid game, and better tactics late game.
Ooh.
And-
We got to wait until, like, if Stork loses, we come back on camera. Just,
Hulk smashes table. No, but even in that last game, he was microing on 3 or even 4 fronts.
Yeah.
Totally outmaneuvered him.
And the way his units were moving, like, it was so fluid. As the mutas go back, the Lings run and the mutas come in. And it's just like...
And metaphorically, the mutas were like dancing on the edge of a cliff. If he had overextended at any point in time,
He was
would've
like
been
one of those
taken out.
guys that climbs mountains without a rope.
Yeah.
That's what he
I'm
was.
like an idiot.
He was like a base climber or something, or a free climber.
Someone with a death wish. But he did brilliantly in that last game.
You
We
don't
are
know
gonna
what it is to
go-
live tasteless.
We are going to go to a short break. When we come back, we're going to go to game number 2 in our first night of the GSL Code A.
Times that I've seen you lose your way, you're not in control, and you won't be told. All I can do to keep you safe is hold you close till you can breathe on your own, till you can breathe on your own. Hold tight, you're slowly coming back to life. I've been giving you hell, I've been giving you hell, darling. Let go of all your haunted dreams tonight. I've been giving you hell, I've been giving you hell, darling. Hold tight, you're slowly coming back to life. I've been giving you hell, I've been giving you hell, darling. Let darker place to lose control. You're not alone. And when you come looking for embrace, I know
가 생기다. 화사함이 생기다. 건강한 하루가 생기다.
pH 8.0과 풍부한 미네랄로 핑크빛 생기가 생기다. 아이시스 8.0.
이제 모두 핑크하세요.
Lost Kingdom.
지금 바로 여기 여기요.
5월 24일 영웅들의 첫 번째 전투가 시작된다. 오버워치 5월 24일 전세계 동시 발매.
피자통, 떡볶이통, 짬뽕통, 보쌈통. 대한민국 모든 배달음식 통을 응원합니다. 배달은 우리가 통이다.
스타일 상쾌하면 되는 거야. 상쾌함의 높이가 다르다. Stylish Sparkling Water 롯데 트레비.
치킨 먹고 갈래.
한 번 맛보면 매니아가 된다. 치킨 매니아.
자네가 그 치킨 매니아인가?
슝 합체. 이건 마치 살아 움직이는 느낌인데 머리를 흔들면서 수염을 없애고 있어.
2,500만 명의 선택 플렉스볼 아직도 안 써보셨나요? 질레트.
팀 캡틴 아메리카, 팀 아이언맨, 마블 퓨처 파이트에서 게임으로 즐겨라. 마블 퓨처 파이트 캡틴 아메리카 시빌워 절찬 상영 중.
차 뽑고 정확한 견적 뽑고 금융 혜택도 뽑고 자판기처럼 쉽게 차를 뽑다. 다나와 자동차.
포함이라고 이번에 새로 메뉴가 나왔다더라고.
이거 뭐지? 쌈무가 들어있어.
아, 쌈무에 싸먹는 거예요? 여러분들 어떻게 저보다 더 잘합니까?
자, 전 2장을 싸서 먹겠습니다.
very very nice.
엑소라이브 인 롯데월드. 롯데월드 엑소처럼 라이브하게 즐겨봐.
GS25 이게 또 GS25에서만 바로 또 우리 4.3배 오리지널 야쿠르트보다 4.3배 커진 이 그랜드 야쿠르트, 예, 파란색 라이트, 노란색 망고 그랜드 야쿠르트 오리지널입니다.
치킨 먹고 갈래. 치킨만 먹고 가라.
한 번 맛보면 매니아가 된다. 치킨 매니아.
자네가 그 치킨 매니아인가?
답답할 때 마셔봐요 트로피카나. 상큼상큼 과일 듬뿍 스파클링.
리얼 프루트를 스파클링으로
과즙이 톡톡 쏜다. 트로피카나 스파클링.
봄꽃책에서 듣다. 있는 그대로 맑고 깨끗하게 피어나라고 겨울을 이겨낸 봄꽃이 내게 말했다. 맑고 깨끗한 칠성사이다.
Welcome to a GSL.
Intentions, I am just another pawn. Been cut by all the edges of this earth I'm walking on. Your tongue is like a dagger, I'm the target you desire.
Welcome back to the GSL Code A. This is day one, and I gotta say, we started off with a very enjoyable ZVZ.
We certainly did.
Impact was looking on fire.
Yeah, it's always heartbreaking to have a super regular Codas like Curious not make it in, but Impact deserves it so much more than Curious. It's not even close. Like, this kid is a serious talent, a serious threat right now.
This really highlights that times do change. Impact has improved and improved and improved, and took out a heavyweight like Curious. Curious essentially a fixture in Codas. Not this season, not for the rest of this year.
Well, what type of fixture was he? Was he a lampshade Tasis, or was he a couch?
He was a lampshade.
Yeah.
An old one.
Yeah, and guess what? We threw him out. We got a better lampshade.
That's right. He was that old ugly chandelier in Grandma's house. Now, onto this matchup. This is going to be a lot of fun, Artosis. We got Creator versus Biel.
Yeah,
now, this is one that actually could go either way. I'm leaning a little bit more towards Biel.
Yeah, me too. I mean, Biel has not been really on top of his game in Legacy of the Void quite yet, but you got to imagine that he is continuing to improve, and Creator hasn't been on top of his game since Wings of Liberty. Like 2012, the end of 2012 is the last time I remember Creator being a top of the world player.
Okay, so in the Avengers, there was a guy that shot with a bow and arrow.
Yeah.
Who was that guy?
Yeah, was his name like Bullseye or something, or
like
I know who he is.
Nighthawk or something like that.
Nighthawk.
He's the guy on
Hawkeye.
the Hawkeye. He's the guy on the Avengers that fights with the arrow.
Yeah.
While it's like the other people are on his team, or like on Jin Air, or like Iron Man.
Yeah.
All the exciting ones.
He's one of the garbage ones.
He's one of the ones. Well, I mean,
just like Scarlett Johansson, who's like, I don't have any superpowers, and she's just like, but I can grab you by the legs and flip you over. I'm like, okay, that's fine, but I mean, this is a superhero movie.
He's not exactly mid-tier on his team like Captain America, who literally just throws his shield.
Dude,
he has his shield. He forgot the weapon. But I think that Biel also has kind of been, his results have been really polar opposite. Sometimes he gets owned. Sometimes he does really, really well. We're going to see how he does here today. I'm leaning towards Biel, but who knows, man? Creator, he's on, I guess we got to say, the best StarCraft 2 team, And
I mean, they definitely are.
Results, so.
Yeah, Esros and Maru are very good. But I do have to go with Biel. Like, Creator just, like, he hasn't done anything super impressive in so damn long. Like, he figured out, like, how to really play double Forge Protoss way back when Wings Liberty better than everyone else for a little bit. And since then, what has he done? Like, he's just been, like, one of those middle Protosses where you're not, nothing too special. Whereas Biel has been a superstar lately, not in 2016.
Lately.
But in 2015, tell me he wasn't top 2 Zerg in the world. Come on.
Can't tell you he wasn't. Can't lie to these.
You do have a problem with lying, but you can't lie that hard, right?
I've never lied before. That was another lie, tasteless. All right, guys, we're going to go to Lariat Crest for game number 1. This is a best of 5. Our second matchup today, a PvZ Creator versus Biel.
GSL 시즌 2 코드 A.
In the upper right, in the blue.
진에어 그린윙스 크리에이터.
In the bottom right, in the red, our Zerg player.
CJ 엔투스 별.
Okay, so we have Hatch first here for Biel, and Nexus right away here for Creator.
Oh, look at that. Nexus first. So, it is a 4-player map. Definitely an acceptable risk to be taking here.
And hey, Fortune is on the side right now of Creator. He's going to be headed to the bottom right with that first probe. He'll be able to scout the Zerg out, see what he's doing. This is the ideal circumstances.
Yep.
Albeit somewhat, at times the results are random if you actually get this fortunate to find them right away. But he gets down there. He sees exactly what Zerg's doing. And I got to say, this is a great position for Creator to be in, at least as far as intel goes.
Definitely it is, and he'll be able to even block a third base if Biel was planning to take that right away, which a lot of times we do see Zergs go for. In fact, a drone is coming around, so that's going to be really annoying for him.
Okay, so he's going to try to stall this out for as long as possible. We do occasionally see people planting pylons in moments like this to try to delay that hatchery for just as long as protostally possible.
Yeah, well, he's going to... I mean, that was a very annoying probe right there, but sent out finally for Biel to be able to take that third base. And, of course, speed on the way, everything looking pretty normal.
Yeah, that's right. Cybernetics Core coming up here. We're going to have revealed to us what the Protoss is going to do. I'm assuming it's going to be a Stargate, but it might not be. I mean, Protoss do have a variety of options.
Yeah.
They really get to branch out and make a lot of decisions in the early game here. Once they get their tech options ready, they can bring us into a lot of different kind of games here that the Zerg has to deal with.
Well, it is going to be a Stargate, it looks like, which shouldn't really surprise anyone. You got to get some scouting intel out. There are a few builds, like there's some all-ins on 2 bases where you don't take the Stargate, but there's very few macro builds where you don't take the Stargate. So, pretty smart of him to do that. The Lings will scout it right away, and there is Overlord speed on the way as well. So, plenty of intel, and oh, wow, the 2 Lings get a probe. Come on, Creator. Come on.
Yeah, that was a little bit rusty.
This is a GSL.
This is, that was a little bit surprising.
Yeah.
It's interesting because, you could take, like, let's say the top, even in CODAS, the top 32 players, and see such a gap in skill.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I think a lot of people, when you tell them about a game like this, or even if they know all about games, they might assume there wouldn't be that much of a difference when you even get, like, the top 10.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, no, the skill ceiling is that high.
Yeah.
You can actually have a wide difference between the guy who's number 8 and the guy who's number 4.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, actually. Like, and that's actually a really good way to put it, like 8 and 4. Like, the top 4 players in the world right now are so significantly better than, like, everyone else. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
Right now we do have a Ling drop coming up. The Phoenix will come in. He'll be able to get all these Lings out of here, and that'll be a little bit annoying, but not working out as well as Biel had hoped so far, getting found so quickly.
Yeah, and also these Lings taking a pretty big beating. The Adept now coming down. Keep in mind, a lot of these Lings are bruised. Woo.
That was a really weird shade.
Yeah, I don't know why he juked to the left in the bottom left there. Now,
and shades right into the middle of all the Speedlings.
Oh, Creator's not having a good day right now.
Yeah, no. This is kind of what I was talking about, where it's like, Creator just hasn't looked.
I do wonder if
top tier
Creator gets nervous in televised matches.
I don't know. It's really weird. Like, maybe like Wings of Liberty just kind of suited him, or he lost his mentality a little bit. We have seen that happen to players in the past.
I used to have this always in my first game in a tournament.
Yeah.
When I would play, is I just could not control for like the first 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Like I just like, I don't know what it was. Like I couldn't focus or something.
Oh, I know
like
what you mean.
I way like overthought, or like it felt almost like out of body when I'm playing. You know, where I'm doing it, and I know this is important. I practice it every time at home.
That's actually,
I don't know if that makes sense. But
no, it does actually. Like for me, my mantra is first game of the day doesn't count. Like no matter what happens, I won't get angry at myself.
That's actually a really good way to think about it, because I mean,
I didn't lose any ladder points. I just, nothing happened. The game didn't count. My opponent wasn't better than me. He won because he's bad.
Yeah,
all those
exactly,
things. All those things.
Yeah.
All right, so we do have a Robo and Forge on the way. Hydralisk Den coming up. A lot of drones here for Biel as well. Will he be going for a quick lurker push? Is he? Okay, double Hydra Den. So looks like it should be a Hydra lurker tech right off the bat.
The Phoenixes are coming in. Just going to start shaving off these drones. Let's see if he actually spots the double Hydra Den.
It is important for him to figure out rather quickly. This is something that can be pretty hard to play against. We're going to see how Creator reacts. What he should be going for is obviously a hell of a lot of Immortals, most likely. Now, there was a buff to Colossus, so it'd be interesting if we saw something like that. I'm not expecting it, though. And, of course, he's going to need a Warp Prism to try to draw the Zerg army out of position, because Biel is so close to him that he can never-ending reinforce the push and just make it like too hard to break out of in these small chokes.
I think a lot of people don't think of Zerg as a race that can push, but they can.
Yeah, with
they
Lurkers,
certainly
absolutely.
Can. Yeah, it's an interesting feature that Zerg occasionally got on certain maps with certain structures in certain positions.
Yeah,
with certain techs.
Certainly
by certain players in certain tournaments. Coming in here now, taking out these drones, nicely done.
He does lose a Phoenix there. You have that Lurker Den almost halfway done right now.
It's actually really important you don't lose any Phoenixes with this, because a lot of times when you go in for the kill with Protoss, you want to pull the Lurkers up.
Yeah, look at this, Stasis. We actually had him cancel charge and go into Glaives. That's a little bit surprising. Haven't really seen this type of play. It looks like he wants to go for Immortal Adept. I mean, I'm interested to see if this works out well for him.
I don't know if it will. This is such a close position now. Although the Hydra's not that fast, they're clearly not the fastest units in the game, they can definitely juggle these two positions pretty easily. This one we see here, and then the one over there to the right. One thing you want to watch for is if they can get the core. That's really annoying.
Oh yeah, that's
just so annoying.
But you know, the rocks are like right here. They're gone now, obviously. But this is going to be a great place for him to push in with Lurkers, and of course he can go back and forth very quickly. Now, this is really cool what we're seeing here. Look at this. He is actually going to shade right on top of these Hydras and get some kills. Does he actually have enough to push through here with those Lurkers morphing right now? This was his best chance.
The problem is the Lurkers have morphed, and the Lings have already surrounded these Adepts, and this is, I think, actually all she wrote, man.
Okay, so
this is... He's going to lose these first two Immortals. Maybe not. Maybe one will get away. But the Lurkers are going to have a lot of muscle to push out here. By the way, Hydras and Lings being made to stack on top of this. And also losing these Phoenixes is really bad.
He shaded on top right before Glaives were done, and also like he did it as 5 Lurkers were morphing, so like literally he wasn't going to get a better chance. The fact that it still didn't work makes me question the
tacking.
Yeah, like the power of the actual strategy he's using here of Glaive Immortal. Also, let's note he doesn't even have a prism right now to try to draw this out. Like this was like an all-in defense. Like his first shading on top of the army had to slaughter the army. That was how he was going to win this.
Yeah. I don't know if you can go for that kind of unit comp.
Well,
it's like this.
Like
I mean, this is
it
just
has to just slaughter it. Like you have to win with the first shade. If he kills the first shade, you're dead. And that's what he did. He killed, and now we just have these Adepts, and it's like, well, Adepts have range 4, Lurkers have range 9, so you're probably gonna have a hard time getting on top, other than shading.
Well, if he just right clicks in the
Let's
very middle
see
of
if
these
this works.
Adepts, it'd be really funny if you just let him come in there. We're like, what? Yeah, I'm just not sure about this situation. I feel like this game's already, I think, over. Whenever you have these fights like this and it looks like it's close, guys, you can always go check the supplies, because you'll almost always see, even though they're both on 3 base, Zerg is like so close to maxing out as it's happening.
Oh man, a lot of damage dealt here to his army. There's really nothing Creator can do after losing all those Adepts. I'm ready to accept this as a viable strategy, but certainly not this game, not the way that he did it.
All right, Biel does it, easy peasy.
Yeah, all right, so...
now, it did seem like Creator, and I don't like to over-psychoanalyze here, but it did seem like just by his control to start, he might have been a little bit nervous.
Could be.
He
definitely was off on that control.
It seemed like some of the control was shaky. He shaded on top of Lings, which is, a no-no. Lost a few more Phoenixes at the start than you really should have. And that's tough, but he's going to have a better performance there in game number 2, because Biel is somebody, although he's had ups and downs in his career, he's had like ups at times.
Yeah, I don't know about. Let's just see what they do in this next map.
Sure.
If Creator runs into a Hydra Lurker, an obvious Hydra Lurker strategy, I want to see if he chooses that again, the Glaives plus the Immortals, because this could be something that's just a little bit new where, you know, we've had a while since we had masses of televised top-end Korean games, so this could be like a new addition to the metagame, but I don't know. That was a weird one, and
Yeah,
Bill
hard to
definitely seemed like the better player as expected.
We're going to go to King Sejong Station for game number 2. We actually have the players joining the lobby now. Guys, please press to join us. I know that we only just announced that Code A was going to happen right at the end of cross finals, which I actually hope we stop doing some point in time soon here, because I feel like a lot of people tune out.
This is
Once the
esports,
games are
man.
done.
Nothing is announced ahead of.
There's so much esports going on everywhere all the time.
It's crazy, and everything's always last thing in esports too. Well, I mean, we're all a bunch of procrastinating video game
The thing
playing
is,
nerds,
the industry
right?
is run by people that played video games for 8 hours a day.
Well, it is day 1 of Code A. It's going to be a great season, Tasteless.
It's a beautiful day so far. Let's see how game number 2 goes. This is Creator versus Biel. In the bottom right, in the blue.
진에어 그리밍스 크리에이터.
Got some Creator fans here in the audience today. In the upper left, in the red, he is.
You have a great impression of me.
I'm glad you said that, because most people watching would have thought that was you talking, because it was so perfect. It was so on pitch.
You cast this whole thing without me so easily.
I told
with
you,
that
I'm
voice.
actually gonna start solo casting, but in 2 voices. That's what I'm gonna do.
This is where everyone at home is like, this is so painful. That doesn't Tasteless know that Artosis doesn't exist, and he's done this all along.
That's right. I'm actually just a crazy person. All these people in the studio are actors, so are the pro gamers. It's just my dream to cast StarCraft.
Well.
So this is a one-on-one map. Expect a different game. I don't know if we're going to have that tech from Biel here. I think we'll also have to see what Creator does here. A lot of burrowing going on. Audience tech in a burrow.
Well, we don't have burrow movement.
They don't have burrow movement, so you got to have burrow
gotten out of
before
there,
they move.
no doubt.
Yeah.
All right, so, you know, Creator going Nexus first both times. That's a little bit different from what we normally see. Maybe trying to...
I'm actually not sure about this Artosis. What do you think?
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think that much would have changed since the cross finals, but I'm kind of surprised to see him even do that on this map.
I think he's just taking like little additional risks, perhaps.
Well, yeah. I mean, maybe he wants to take some risks early on and try to bring that into a lead here. I don't know. I mean, at least the way I view the game, I don't like an opener like this on a map like this, just because.
Yeah, if Biel had gone
like,
for lanes, then he would have just
you
killed
can have
him.
one of these like spaghetti-o moments, and then you're like, yep, now you're down a game in the GSL.
He also might have rightly assessed the situation, said Biel wants to play macro games against me because he's better.
Yeah, that's true. It might be like
well.
this poker player-esque move. So we're gonna have this kind of funky build here.
Yeah, two-gated.
So it's like Nexus into 2-gated depth. And the fact that Zerk didn't do anything to punish Greed early, maybe this is going to work out in favor for Creator. Let's wait and see, guys. Let's get ready to learn.
Well, you know, this is like Creator might be going for like an Adept all-in or something like that. Maybe Adept Phoenix type of all-in. Those were really popular builds a while ago. Burrow actually on the way immediately. Look how quick that Burrow is.
Well...
Do you know what this is? This is kind of cool. Like, he's going to burrow something at the 3rd.
Is this because Protoss is going to have vision so late with a build like this?
Yeah, well, if you go double-gated depths, you're following that up a lot of times with the Twilight. But I wonder if, like, what else he's trying to do with this. Is he going to, like, hide his drones with that?
I mean, you could.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think you can try to ambush the shades. It's
kind of
wings or something.
Interesting. Just overall from both.
Normally, if you want to catch them with your lings against the depths, you wait like above a ramp or something so you can like jump on them the last second. But I think you're probably right.
Well,
but he is getting a robo here too.
Yeah, he's going for an Adept all-in here. The Glaive's on the way. I mean, the thing is, this feels to me.
Can I just for a moment?
Yeah.
So this is little thing we can learn here. It was very subtle. He has one ling back at the base, and he has a group of speedlings there to catch the probe. Now, what this is a layered delay.
Yeah.
So he's going to kill the probe. He's going to try to kill the second probe with those lings, and then eventually, when he finally gets a probe down there, it's burrowed. And this is pretty technical. It's pretty smart, but it's like he's saying, no way in hell are you going to get a third. Now, that doesn't have as much of an impact here since it's an adept all-in, but it's one of those subtle little things you can do that like really slows down the third.
Certainly, and that's Biel for you,
by the
right?
way,
He's doing every little thing he can do to get ahead here and win this game.
He's probably not going to burrow that ling until the probe gets down there and he knows he can't stop it because there's like something else with it. And then you burrow it at the last second just because it delays the Protoss that much.
Okay, so right now we have Glaives finishing up. He's walled himself off completely, killed the Overlord so he couldn't even see this coming. And he's going for it, man. There are a ton of Adepts being warped in. Roach Warren is finished. 9 Roaches on the way. The Adepts are going to be hitting rather quickly, though. Don't forget, we do have the Burrow upgrade.
Oh, that's bad. That's bad. Every ling counts. Every ling is a unique little snowflake, guys.
All right, more and more Adepts coming.
And the Roaches are coming. He needs to not.
He does not have enough quite yet. This is This is where it gets really hard. Do you follow the shades? Well, you have to. And I didn't think he'd finish that.
Yeah, I was about to say he should have actually got on top of the expansion. On top of the expo there.
Yeah, I thought that's the way he would do it, but instead he's decided to just shade on top of his opponent's army, which is what Biel probably wanted. But okay, he's now shaded out and is going after this third base.
He's still doing a good amount of damage here.
You know, he may have decided that.
Now he ideally wants to, with the Ravagers, get this Warp Prism.
Yeah, if he can get the Warp Prism, that like really hinders the rush. Now these spines are actually kind of like making creators micro inefficient because if he's trying to target down drones, it's a lot harder to do because everything's trying to attack the spine.
I'm sorry, where's the Warp Prism?
The Prism's at the third.
We don't actually have a preview PC just for the setup.
He remade, so I guess it actually did get sniped.
Well, if he loses it, then I think he just loses the game.
Well, he's killed 15 drones. Yeah, you're probably right.
I think in this amount of time, though, he can remake 15 drones. We've got 5 on the way right now.
Just walking Adepts across the map.
No Observer in this game, I believe.
All right, well, the Burrow saved a bunch of drones there at the natural. So
yeah,
that was kind of
true.
neat. That was kind of neat. And
let's not forget, behind all this, there is that burrowed ling at the third base. Really, it's like Creator has to make this work. Now, okay, so he's headed over here. Now watch. Oh, no, he did burrow ling already. I guess that's fine. Now he's going to
Look how annoying that is.
He's like, what? And then he's like, oh.
Yeah, and he's wanting to make Immortals right now because of possibility of Roaches.
That's the problem, is that the Immortals need to either defend the Roaches or attack into the Roaches, ideally. And so the fact that he has to make an Observer to deal with this is a huge problem. We have Ravagers coming down here now, hitting these drones.
I love this move, Tastes. Look at that. 5 drones completely free, keeping him on his side of the map. This is the type of move that he needs to do to try to come back into this game. But still, we don't have an Observer out. It just started. Like, this third base, look how late this is due to that burrow.
It's crazy.
This is decades late.
In StarCraft years, yes. If this game was a tree, it would have many rings if we cut it down. And it's not getting any younger. This third base is so late. What are we at? We're at 8 minutes after a failed attack here. Oh, get it.
Oh, man, that would be the worst. All right, he's actually going into Blink here as well. Wow. Well, I got to say, I do like the position here of Biel just on how much he delayed that third base. I think it helped him out a hell of a lot. Well, and he's kind of recovering, but Creator is going for a type of unit composition that is going to have a very powerful attack. Blink plus Immortals.
What's your take on the Spire here?
Ooh, the Spire isn't going to help.
I don't think. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm looking at this and I'm like,
the thing is, if he wasn't going for Blink, if he was going for a more standard set, maybe.
And I see right now, Creator wanted to push, but these Lings are actually forcing Warpins back here.
And even uses Burrow here to just kind of mess everything up AI-wise.
Lings continue to retreat here. And This is kind of putting a Creator in a little bit of an odd spot, but yeah, I got to agree with you, Artosis. I don't know about the Spire play. I don't know how that behooves the Zerg.
Well, Blink is not a super common upgrade in this matchup in Korea. Like, people have been using it a bit more in King Sejong Station specifically, but yeah, I think that he's going to be caught off guard a little bit, and now that he's seen a decent amount of Stalkers, he might start to figure it out. But the thing is, Mutas can still be used somewhat against these Stalkers. Stalkers, yes, they will kill Mutas straight up. On a map like this, will they defend the mineral lines effectively? Not overly effectively.
Look at the minerals and gas right now for Biel.
That's quite a bit.
He's got a lot.
You should be at macro. No.
No, guys.
Zerg plays different.
He's got a lot banked up here, and with this Zerg army moving out, he's going to start trying to control this position. He wants to try to keep Protoss back and defending, and so far it's working. Remember, whenever you see an army with a lot of Immortals in it, it's not that mobile.
That's true.
It's like this clunky, sluggish army that has to move around the map. And what Zerg does in these positions is he or she, if it's a girl Zerg, tries to control this as well as he can and just keep the Protoss defending. Keep the attention on the Protoss side of the map while Zerg gets bigger and faster and stronger.
Well, right now, Zerg is getting a lot of Mutas out. Biel is going to be able to start that harassment pretty soon here. The overall army of Creator is really strong, though, and I would say it would absolutely win in just a heads-up fight if they brought all their units to the middle. But that, of course, is not what's going to happen here. This is a good chase, though, by Creator.
Well, the problem is the blank. Zerg actually has to engage or outmaneuver him. And it looks like he actually is going to outmaneuver him here. He's going to be able to loop around down to that third base. Now, the Lings are probably going to come in here to the second base, but I don't know what this means now for Creator, Biel, up here in the upper left. I'm not sure how secure his position is.
It's looking awfully base trade. Look at this. Diving on that Mothership core. That is a great kill right there, going into the main base.
Okay, we're in a bit of a base trade here.
Yeah. The thing is, the army of Creator is superior. Let's take a look at what those banks are. Big bank for Zerg at the moment.
Oh, you know what? Creator's hitting in 3 spots at once right now. This is really nicely done. But let's keep our eyes. Where are the probes on the map? And where
all right, they're all running north right now, and that is really important because this does look like a game that definitely could go to both of them remaking their bases across the map.
Okay. He needs to get those probes. I believe those are the only probes out on the map, though. Like, these probes should die down at the bottom. These probes will die over here at the top. Now, okay, hold on. Do we have drones? Oh, he missed the War Prism. That's huge.
Okay, where are the rest of the probes?
Where are the rest of the probes?
I don't know.
Oh, Creator! He's only got 8.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Nexus! Oh! He missed it.
Okay, well, he's made a Nexus, so that is really important. Another Mothership core that goes down.
Look at this, a hatch in the far bottom left. That's not going to be an accessible point. Now, he's got drones burrowed everywhere.
Yeah.
Both these guys got a lot of bank. Now, there are Mutas in the game. So, with Mutas out, Zerg has the mobility advantage.
Yeah, the Mutas are going to be a pain to play against because he has enough Mutas right now. Look at it, 16
Mutas to 18 Stalkers.
Yeah, and that means that you can't really split up the army of Creator very well. His army fights very well as one, but when you split it up, like Biel's whole army together will kill half of Creator's army.
Now, also important to note is that Biel hit his hatchery. Well, he's making a second one, but the first hatchery he made is hidden in the very, very, very bottom left, like not by minerals.
Yeah,
so that's like a place marker.
Yeah,
it's like a game of capture the flag or something.
Yeah, that's his that just kind of ensures that he's in this game till it's decided 3 units.
Also, it's 4 probes to 32. Oh no!
Well, he has burrow. He can hide from those. Yeah.
Well, he's got 2 observers, though, so if he hides...
Yeah, I'm not sure where those observers actually are.
We know where the Warp Prism is in Warp Prism Hell, Artosis.
Well, this hatchery looks like it's probably going to go down here, Tasteless.
Yeah, but that's only one of the 3 hatches.
Yeah, and look.
Wait a minute.
His Stalkers are all over there.
It's just Immortal. It's 1 Immortal.
Yeah.
And some Adepts.
Oh, there's 2 sentries there, though. 3 sentries.
Oh.
You ask a Zerg player, that Protoss army wins for sure.
Okay, we don't have any mining yet from Zerg.
Look at this. The Stalkers are still on their way back. The Mutas are making a beeline over here. He can do like if he just picks off the sentries real quick, maybe a move like that would be useful.
No,
Stalkers were quick enough.
Not worth it.
Yeah, they were pretty quick getting over there. All right, we have 2 Zerg hatcheries in the bottom left that
I'm
are up.
surprised he hasn't pulled the drones yet. Now, keep in mind, Creator has no idea how many workers Biel has. He may think that Biel is much lower on his worker count than he, in fact, actually is.
Yeah, he is quite a.
Oh,
quite
took
a
out the
count.
sentries.
Oh man,
I believe he
that's
got every
so
single
big.
one too.
Yeah, he got all 3 of them. So that means that the Lings and Roaches actually can just kind of close on the